Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into an incredibly honest and powerful story. A story about transformation, love beyond romance, and what it really means to show up for your kids, even when your relationship changes. We're talking about actress, director, and writer Lake Bell, and her journey through divorce, family challenges, and ultimately, building a strong co-parenting bond with her ex-husband, tattoo artist and entrepreneur Scott Campbell. If you're co-parenting, thinking about parenting, or just love a good comeback story with heart, stick around. This one's real. In October 2020, after nearly 7 years of marriage, Lake Bell and Scott Campbell publicly announced their separation. Now let's be honest, when celebrity couples split, we expect drama, right? But this was different. In the joint statement, they said they would continue to be parental comrades in arms and best friends for all of our days. That phrase stood out, because it wasn't just PR. They meant it. What followed wasn't a typical Hollywood fallout. It was a mature, intentional commitment to redefine their relationship, not just for themselves, but for their kids, Nova and Otzi. Behind that respectful co-parenting image was a lot of real work. Lake revealed that she and Scott committed to 2 full years of therapy, not couples therapy to reconcile, but co-parenting therapy. The goal? To learn how to communicate, set boundaries, and support each other as partners in parenting, not in romance. She described it as like learning a new language, one based on respect, trust, and emotional intelligence. That takes vulnerability, and a lot of unlearning. Because let's face it, when you separate, it's easy to fall into bitterness or distance. But Lake and Scott chose intentionality. They kept their focus on the kids. And this wasn't a family that had it easy. When their son Otzi was born, it was traumatic. So traumatic that Lake says he almost didn't make it. Later, their daughter Nova was diagnosed with epilepsy. That's a huge emotional and mental load for any parent, let alone 2 people navigating a separation. But instead of letting those crises pull them apart, it bonded them. Lake said it best. She compared their relationship to being like army buddies. They've been through the trenches together. They've seen each other at their most raw and most real. And because of that, there's a foundation of deep, unwavering respect. A big part of what makes their co-parenting work is that they're aligned on boundaries. One of their biggest shared rules: how and when they introduce new romantic partners to their kids. They don't just wing it. They've agreed on protocols, they communicate, they get on the same page, and they give each other the benefit of the doubt. There's trust, even when they disagree. Because at the end of the day, they both believe the other wants what's best for Nova and Otzi. That kind of mutual respect is rare and powerful. Nova's epilepsy diagnosis changed everything, not just for their family dynamic, but for Lake as a mother and as a storyteller. She was inspired by how articulate and self-aware Nova was about her condition. And that sparked something in her, the desire to educate, normalize, and celebrate neurodiversity. That led to Lake writing a children's book called All About Brains. It's aimed at ages 4 to 8, and it helps kids understand that brains come in all kinds of forms, and that's not just okay, it's beautiful. It's not preachy, it's gentle, smart, and inclusive, the kind of book she wished existed when Nova was first diagnosed. It's Lake's way of turning personal pain into something empowering, not just for her daughter, but for families everywhere. In interviews, Lake talks about how motherhood has shifted her perspective completely. She says she's learned to let go of perfection, and instead focus on being emotionally transparent with her kids. That means being honest about her feelings, admitting when she doesn't have all the answers, and modeling what it looks like to grow, even as an adult. Otzi, she says, brings her perspective and healing. Nova challenges her to evolve. Together, these two little humans have shaped her into a more grounded, thoughtful, and present version of herself. And through it all, she and Scott have stayed in sync when it comes to parenting, not because they're the same, but because they respect their differences. So what can we learn from Lake Bell and Scott Campbell? That even when love changes form, it doesn't have to disappear. That parenting after divorce can be kind, collaborative, and even deeply healing. That you can choose to be on the same team, for your kids, for yourself, and for the long road ahead. If you're navigating co-parenting or know someone who is, let this be a reminder that it's possible to build something beautiful from something broken. Thanks for watching. If you found this story meaningful, hit that like button, subscribe for more inspiring breakdowns like this, and let us know in the comments, what's the most important quality in a great co-parenting relationship? See you next time.